All this work has started actually in a decision on the annual meeting of the Donor Committee of Enterprise Development in 2007 in Accra, Ghana, when we had quite a great debate in terms of what's actually the effectiveness of private sector development. You know, we have all these different background papers, but when it came in terms of showing results and talking in a more intelligent, logical way to a broader public in terms of results, we felt we have a lot of shortcomings. Moreover, we also felt that private sector in development has to fight for its space. And fight for its space means that we have to make the case, we have to show that we eventually can deliver results and not just actually build up the private sector for its own sake.
So we embarked in the donor committee on a process of developing a standard for results measurement to address this question, this problem that the results measurement over the years has been quite stuck. We haven't made much progress, although we've talked a lot, but we haven't really been able to generate the results and the data that people really want and increasingly need. So we put together a process with many agencies to come together and develop a framework on widely accepted good practice so that people could use this framework to measure their results with some credibility. This really helps to avoid reinventing the wheel. Many people have said if they didn't have the standard, they'd have to go out and develop their own. So it's built on the logic of the program, the sequence of events that the program anticipates in its design, and having a lot of clarity around what that logic is, what the exact sequence is. As a taxpayer in a donor country, I would really hope that all programs that are donor funded are very clear on why they're doing what they're doing and what they expect to happen as a result. As a program manager, I would want to be as effective as possible, and good monitoring in the way that the standard describes is really necessary to be as effective as possible. I'd also want to be evaluated on the logic of my own program. And as a donor, I would want a well-monitored program so that there's plenty of data, there's good understanding, good clarity, and ultimately the sort of good basis for evaluation that may sometimes be missing. So the donor committee provides incentives, support, advice, and documentation so that people can get this job done and really make some progress. It's very exciting that we're making a lot of progress now. So now I would hand over to Aly to explain some of the key elements of the standard.
I'm Aly Miehlbradt, and I've been helping programs to improve their internal monitoring results measurement systems for the last 3 or 4 years, together with working on the development of the standard. The idea of the standard was to come up with a basic methodology that could be agreed by many programs as the fundamentals of a practical system that could be implemented in programs that would both help them deliver credible numbers as well as improve their internal decision-making processes so they could maximize impact during the duration of the program. The standard is based on 8 building blocks around developing a good theory of change or results chain around the program, indicators, measuring those indicators effectively, dealing with the issues of attribution, dealing with the issues of costs, and fundamentally managing the system well so that it is implemented effectively. What we've seen over the last 3 or 4 years is that these are indeed the fundamental building blocks for programs and that they have been able to implement it internally. So we're at a very exciting stage where we're seeing that this initial concept we had 3 or 4 years ago has indeed panned out in practice.
There's a saying that if you don't know where you're going, you can't complain about where you end up. And that's very much the logic of doing impact assessment or results measurement, in the sense that what you need to do if you're going to be able to measure any results, you need to know what results you're going to measure. And even if you know what results you're going to measure, you need to know against which target you want to be able to measure it.